Hello, all. Welcome back to Band of Blades. We're here. We just dropped like a couple mountains on people. We just knocked Varyevich the Heartless down. Meltali collapsed a whole side of the wall on him. The combined efforts of the entire squad, plus Gray, plus Flavia, plus Cobalt, all took down this flayed monstrosity.
I just wanted to point out, Irag's a loot. He's a lieutenant.
We just killed the lieutenant?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did.
So we're 10 points at the end of the game.
Also XP.
Also XP.
But yeah.
That's why I was telling Jen, you folks got so lucky. But sometimes that's a little bit of luck.
Well, we had plenty of games where we have not.
I was gonna say after the not last session, but the one before it, where it was just fail. It was just fail after fail after fail.
The dice should like me at some point. That's all I'm saying.
They've been hot tonight, which you needed.
Yeah.
It was awesome to see. I really appreciate all of you for throwing your fortunes into the random chance generators.
I do too. I was excited to be like, we're gonna do this or die.
We're probably gonna do it. The question was if you would survive doing it.
Yeah,
that's really
go out in a blaze of glory.
So, fun fact to everybody watching: I have no idea what they planned. I went to go and eat a snack as fast as I could, and I ran back. And so I get to hear your plan for the first time. So you should tell me what the plan is.
So our super secret plan is we are going to roll scrounge because nobody ever rolls.
There's no roll. You spend it. It just happens.
Okay. Well, we're going to use scrounge. We're going to get 3 amazing suits of black oak armor. We're going to sneak into their camp because we're sneaky types. And we're gonna slit some throats while they're asleep.
Do you want to get 4 suits of armor, and then all of you can sneak in, and Jake could play a rookie instead of Metali for the moment?
That would work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pick a rookie. The rookies with us are.
Metali is guarding Zora.
Yes,
that sounds good.
Importantly.
We have Linka, Tanya, and Coral.
So I have a question for you. Are you folks? By the way, this temple is also a little bit of a fortress. It's designed to withstand. It seems to be like a religious group that was expecting to get hit. So it's not. It's designed to like withstand like multiple siege segments. So if you take a look at the map, you can actually see that there is like, hang on. You can see that there's like structures over here and stuff. They also have ramparts, and you can see that you have fallback positions and things like that.
Nice.
So the question that I have for you is, are the people that are remaining inside sharpening stakes to put like a palisade on the wall, like to plug that hole, and you're preparing to face any threats from the wall outward? Or are you falling back, reinforcing doors and windows, and like being prepared to allow the undead to like pass the first line of defenses and sort of hold them off at the buildings?
I like the idea of putting traps between the outer and the next level.
Okay.
And then falling back.
So holding up in the secondary wall, but trapping the courtyard in between the two.
Yeah, we'll make some rolls if they assault. All right.
Hey, that's so many more walls Meltali can knock down now. Well, we don't care about the outer wall. It's just.
Well, I figured the outer wall has taken damage, so we've got a next set of walls that doesn't have any damage yet. So
we'll just start calling Metali the Kool-Aid Man.
Rhino the Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah.
Awesome. So. 4 sets of armor. Jay, you know how to make a rookie. Make a rookie real fast. And you folks are going to try and sneak into the enemy camp. And let's start there. So
it's 4 dots, right?
Huh?
4 dots.
4 dots. Yep.
Yes.
4 dots, 1 power rookie. You get some starting stuff. That's it.
Which character are you playing, Jay?
Linka.
Right.
Linka. She is or there. What is Linka's pronouns? What are Linka's pronouns?
Linka sounds like a Zemyati lady.
That's what I'm guessing, but just want to double check.
I chose Zemyati. I'm good with Zemyati lady, so let's go see her.
Cool. I don't see, for some reason, I'm not seeing the Shattered Alliance on the list of troops.
I do.
Let's see, Ghost Owls. Oh, there they are. Yep.
Yeah, they're right in the middle.
Linka. Okay. Yep. I just kept scrolling past them.
It happens.
So she's Danilovna. She would be Lenka, actually.
Linka. Danilovna.
All right, cool.
I want to point out how awesome the loyal heritage trait is for Zemyati when it comes to group actions of sneaking and things.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Just saying.
Sean, are you power gaming, Sean? No, I love it. Yeah, this is exactly what you're supposed to do. Awesome. Yeah, I think we're gonna let's talk about this. How are you? So obviously you're dressing as Black Oak Knights, and I'm asking you how you're planning on getting into camp. Like, I could see you doing like a group sway where you try and talk some of the perimeter guards into like, oh, we're returning. I could see this being a scout where you just bypass the perimeter altogether. Like, could be a maneuver to sprint when, you know, there's a gap. You tell me. Like, I don't know what kind of action are you folks thinking of doing here?
We're planning scout.
Right,
So just sneak in, try to avoid being detected by. So like, you know, time the thingies right, and just slither.
Yeah. I want to say that as a fallback, if we do get caught, I think we have ample reason to say why we were sneaking around. Like, they're crazy. We got cut off and we thought they were going to kill us. They keep blowing up mountains. We're walking carefully. We're treading lightly. They've knocked down, they've blown up like
there are any mines.
3 things. Yeah. So anyway, we'll burn that bridge when we get to it.
That's not how that saying goes, Sean.
What, really?
It is for this game.
Yeah, so group scout, I was going to Grey Wafting Smoke was planning on leading, so
Cool.
Oh, that means that I have to put my crochet hook down. And
Yeah, what's the position effect to sneak into the camp?
Risky standard. When in doubt, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's dark. You have some advantages on your side, but it is risky because you might be caught.
I got a 4.
All right, no stress.
I got a 4.
No stress. Hey!
Oh, I have been killing it on scout rolls this whole mission.
When you
Cobalt
actually manage
earned their
This is what
title.
happens when they let you play a scout, John.
Yeah, apparently.
I'm sorry, this is just risky, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
risky.
standard.
Yeah. This is for not causing stress.
There you
Ooh.
go.
Lenka and Cobalt.
Sneaky.
Awesome. So there's a where do you want to end up? You two pull anyone that's has even a chance of slipping out of the shadows back into them. You just tell me how you want to enter camp here. It's your narrative, Jay and Sean.
I before we get there, they have fires, right? Because they
Sure,
need
yeah.
to. Yeah. So there's a shot where Cobalt has her fine lenses, her fine Barton lenses, and she's like scouting where the soldiers are and telling everybody like where the perimeter is and whatnot. But importantly, telling everybody like where people are resting and sleeping, and sort of she's in the rear, I think, and I'm going to guess that Lenka's in the front. So
Okay.
Jay, you want to describe the getting us actually in?
I think there's I think we stick to where the large pieces of debris are. Maybe that's that's how we sneak in. Wherever there's shadows, moving toward wherever because we're in the armor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So so maybe we come in on the edge where there's debris, other stuff that we can hide amongst.
Yeah.
And then as we get to where the larger crowd of that army is on the fringes of that, maybe that's where we're about to make our entrance.
Can you tell us what the camp looks like?
Sure.
Josh?
It's not very complicated. As a matter of fact, there are more tents than there are people at this point. What was once maybe like a unit of 100 at this point has shrunk to maybe the size of like 20. They've got like 6. No, they've got a full brace. They've got like I would say 10 people on, like they have 10 horses. They have a person that's a wife that's watching them. They have poles that they have torches on that create sort of like rings of light, concentric rings of light. The Black Oak Knights are like the Legion. They're an elite unit. They're all, threat 2, so they're not like peasant militia. Their armor is high quality. They're alert. They have rotating guard shifts and things like that. Like I said, there's extra tents now because like a bunch of the people went down in a grenade and also mountain slide. And then it's pretty clear though that the camp is divided, right? Like the other half of it, I can't tell if you're doing the gestures at your kid or not, but it looks like you're doing like military, like, I expect you to go over there on the right, Jay. I'm sorry. It's
Sorry. It's for my giant dog.
awesome. The fact that you trained it to listen to those commands is amazing. I was like, okay, are you sneaking in? What are you telling the squad to do? Right? Like, you know, anyway, the undead are clearly divided up. So there's like, I don't know how else to put this. There's like a pen for the hounds because there's a bunch of hounds. There's still a unit of Gaunt. They're slow, but there's a few of them that are actually like outside and sort of like mingling, meandering kind of about. And there's actually like a concrete, two concrete slabs it's not concrete. This building was not built from concrete. It was built from like large stone blocks. So there is rubble and debris. There are some like large, huge, like bottom of river kind of stones, like big chunks of granite kind of stuff that came down in that wall crash.
Right.
And they've taken two of them and sort of made like a sitting slab and a back slab. And holding the weapon is Boryevich, who they've dug out of the like still covered in that dust. You can see that the flesh is damaged, but is not dead. So yeah, that's is sitting on these slabs, almost like it's some sort of throne, right? Like he's not holding court or anything, but it just seems like they don't know what to do with a Heartless when they're not murdering. So like they just made him a little area and he just kind of sits there looking terrifying. And there's a couple of Black Oak Knights and they're talking back and forth with him. And the Black Oak Knights are like, you know, our unit is shrunk. There's no point to this. You know, we should fall back and, you know, defend. They use like the Zemyati word for like His Holiness, or like the Shining One, which is like Render's old title, right? Like he's before he was Bone Render, he was Lyceme, the Shining One, right? Much like you have Zora, the Star of the Dawn, right?
Does everybody know what Render looks like? Has everyone sort of seen? Because like we saw him at this one point.
With your eyes.
Yeah, he has this. I think a lot of the people that were here saw him. He has this scar. It's kind of like this. That's so how he looks.
John, you got the book! Oh my
I got it in the break. Karen was like, there's a package that arrived. It's huge. What is it? I was like,
You tore it apart furiously.
oh, I did. Because Alliance packages double boxes everything and they tape the hell out of everything. And so I was like furiously, like, I was like Flavia there with like just hacking away. I was just like, scissors, open.
That's amazing.
So I want you to know that I hurt you folks so much that I'm not running to my door to check and see if that comes back.
It's true. I feel the love.
If you want the book,
If
you want this gorgeous thing, get it right there at the link I just sent you. It's so good. Oh my god, this thing's a beast too. It is. It's not. We're not messing around here. Anyway, sorry. I'm sorry. I was totally doing that for a gratuitous book reveal.
Perfect. John cheered for the book. Awesome.
Great book, bro.
Cool. All right. So, what do you folks want to do? You have made it into camp. There were sixes there, so you know there's nobody catches you, nobody sees you. Where do you?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Now what? You're in camp. Good job.
Right.
Well, so I think the plan would have been kill anybody who's asleep that you can. I'm gonna try to like befoil the water supplies and shit.
Okay.
So like even if we can't kill them directly, we can make their life a little more difficult.
Right.
Awesome.
I think our primary goal here is to get rid of, if not all the Black Hood Knights, as many as we can. Like, and basically leaving the undead alone because we know they're alert.
So I hate to ask for the same role again, but the scout role got you into camp. It's probably going to be some scout roles to kill sleeping people in tents. And then you can tell me how you're planning to befoul waters and stuff like that. It might be It might be more scout. It might be, I don't know.
Why don't we do another group
chemicals
scout?
on it.
Because I think we're trying to just coordinate it so that it's
Yeah.
like we all go into tents.
Oh, so you have like somebody standing in front of the tent, like, you know, like as other Black Oak Knights walk by, or like, sup, you know.
Yep, just like that.
Zemyani
With
sup.
those exact words.
Zup. Zup.
Zemyani, zup.
Sup. Sup, bro, seriously, bro.
Yo, bro.
The Black Oak are human, yeah.
The Black Oak are totally the tracksuit mafia.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, morale is a little. I think that under normal conditions, I would just be like, look, they have very alert people. This is desperate, right? Like they're trained. Imagine if somebody came into your camp, would you be like half asleep like this? No. Whoever's on watch would be like making rolls and like destroying stuff. But there's a difference between the undead who are unyielding and unquestioning, and the Black Oak Knights who are human, even though they're fanatical, right? Like, seeing Irag go down is not a thing that they ever thought would happen, right? Like, they were like, yeah, he's basically invulnerable. Like, he can take on castles by himself. Why are we talking about this?
Right.
And watching them go down, like, has maybe shaken them a little. Like they're actually sleeping and resting and like gathering their wits. Like they're taking 5 effectively overnight. But I think I'm only gonna make this risky because their morale is low. So.
Josh, you're tempting me so much. I so want to be like, forget this plan. Let's just try to sow discord and get them to attack the Heartless for failing them. But
however you want to do it.
No, but it's I'm following.
What if we just set the whole camp on fire?
I mean,
that's an exit strategy.
Yeah, I don't know that would actually kill a lot of them. I bet they would get out of the fire.
It would cause chaos.
But we could wreck their supplies.
Right, the supplies would be wrecked. There would be chaos.
I'm down for that.
Can we slit a bunch of throats and wreck their supplies?
That's what I think.
Roll, and then depending on how.
Because I doubt we're gonna kill them. Like if the Legion, like Shrosh said, if the Legion had their tents set on fire, you better believe the Legion would be like, cool, we're out of the tents and covering them with dirt or snow or whatnot quickly. Like it would mess things up, but it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Legionnaires wouldn't be dying left, right, and center. Because,
But it certainly would change your position on the exit, right? Like if you're spotted and you light a bunch of tents on fire, then all of a sudden it goes from being desperate, they're hunting you on horseback while you're running back to the walls, to like risky. Like they're gonna take some shots. There's gonna be a couple people chasing you, but most of them are gonna be putting out tents.
Rookie, did you pack some oil?
Hang on, I'm seeing Misha doing all sorts of awesome hand gestures.
Yeah, if you like make a line with oil as you're so you're setting everything up, and then the last thing you do is you walk out, you light a match and watch it go up behind you and walk away as the flame.
Walk away looking cool. Cool dude. Cool dudes don't looking at explosions.
That's right. Too cool for that. Is there oil in my soldier's kit?
There's probably enough for at least one line of fire. I don't know that it's gonna light the whole camp on fire.
If you take the utility is old, but if you take lantern, what that really means is 3 uses of oil.
Okay, gotcha. Done.
I did have lantern.
I'm gonna say otherwise. Can we scrounge oil in their camp? Can we use their oil?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Nice.
Cooking oil burns.
Scouts are amazing. Scrounge can be used either to acquire stuff, or it can be used to acquire safe harbor for you for a day. So like a scout can find like a cave where you can hide in while everyone's searching for you, and there's no rolls. They just do.
Yeah.
So.
All right, let's do this sneak into tents action.
Awesome. Let's see some group sneaks. Who's leading?
That would be me.
Thank you, Gray.
Risky standard.
Risky standard.
Got a 5.
3.
That's 1 stress.
Yep.
Five.
And a 5. All right. Okay. So 1 stress later, I'm gonna say limited effect. You're gonna off like 1/10 of people, so you're gonna take out like 2 to 3, but like not more than that. And that's when you step out. And who are you playing, Misha?
I am Grey Wafting Smoke.
The only reason I'm picking on you is because I know you're not Semyati. I'm sorry. I don't know actually the nationalities of anyone else on screen. They're just rookies in my head, right? But I think there's like a moment. What's Grey Wafting Smoke's pioneer trait?
Traveler and Shrewd.
Cool. So your goal, from what I understood, was to take out, as many of them as you can. So you take out some, right? Like 3, 4. Let's say 4, just so that we can have like a clear, like they're going to go down to from 10 to 6. So you succeed, but you're spotted. I'm sorry. No, when I say pioneer trait, I meant like, what's your animal trait?
Oh, that's an excellent question.
It might be in your notes. If it's not, we're going to make it up.
Yeah, it's not in my notes. So
I would love it if it's something like cat or owl eyes or something with your ears or.
Yeah, I could see cat eyes.
Cool. So I think there's just like a moment where your eyes catch the firelight and one of them realizes that you're not Semyati and they check your armor. They know that you're supposed to be some knight that they recognize and is clearly not that person. And, they yell out alarm, right? So now we're going to shift from risky to like desperate, maybe. It depends on what you folks do. What's the plan? What's the plan once the alarm is raised?
Shoot that guy in the throat?
I mean, you can. We can do a skirmish.
Or I mean, that's a consequence of the.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could resist the.
You can resist that and say that's just the way the firelight glints in my eyes, right? Like, I mean, whatever the, like, fuck you. I'm not telling you my name resignation. I'm tired. I've been fighting all day. Like, it's possible to say no to the getting caught part.
True. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to resist. She's gonna try to play off. Oh, you didn't see it while taking off my eyes. It was off the helmet. You were mistaken.
I mean, you could also resist. Be like, no, brother. It's absolutely no shink. I mean, it depends.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
I do kind of like get no. You're fine. Shink. That feels really.
Yeah, give me an insight resist.
And I get a plus.
And you get +1 because you're shrewd. Yeah, nice.
I mean, Scout is an inside action. This is the consequence of anticipating problems and things like that. Yeah, that's a 6. Cost you nothing. Yeah, I think there's a moment. So we're gonna scale it. Yeah, we're gonna scale it back for just a second. And I'm sorry again, Misha. Please feel free to add detail or flavor. I'm sorry if I'm narrating your character here for a second, but I feel like maybe you. The person maybe doesn't call out an alarm because you've got this thing going on. It's they see something weird and they come after you and you duck around a tent and he ducks around the tent and then we just hear a shink and we just hear the thwomp as like the body hits the ground. But
oh no, you don't hear the thwomp because she lowers him gently.
Right.
Perfectly. Yes. Exactly like that.
Is Gray the one that does the stabbing or does she have Flavia do it?
Nah, she probably does it herself.
just fun.
Got spotted.
Yeah.
So I guess, is this the point where you folks start taking out the people that are awake? Do you start like going by and just, do you want to make rolls to poison the water for like the water supply and like trash the
what kind of supplies do they have that are visible, Josh?
There's feed for the horses. There's oil for the fires because that's what they're using to not freeze at this altitude. There is food and water for them. There's probably some like materiel for assembling siege weaponry and other stuff like that. They thought that they could just bum rush you, but it looks like they may take some time and actually try and do this right. Stuff like that.
Yeah. Sorry.
I was gonna say like cut the picket line so the horses can like wander away and just sow as much chaos.
General sabotage.
Do we have sabotage? Is that a thing?
No, I'm just describing the.
Oh,
I want to do the sabotage action.
Like, there's a sabotage.
No, but I mean it sounds like what you're saying.
Yeah,
is let's just go through and like.
Yeah, just make them.
Okay, so let's pick a specific thing to address. If you want to split up, you can all try and take on one target. If you all want to do it together as a unit, that's fine too. But we're going to just pick one thing. Like it's my way of saying like you can only get a limited effect on a single roll, which is to say you could address one of these things, not. Mm-hmm. We go through the camp like ghosts and just blow everything up, right? Like it's
right. So it's not a single action to do all.
Do you want to take out their horses? Do you want to sabotage their food stores? Do you want to deal with their siege stuff? What do you feel?
Oh, I want to wreck a siege weapon.
Awesome.
Yeah, our quartermaster's crying. He's like, why didn't you steal their siege weapon? I don't care if you had a...
It's a lot harder to steal it than it is to wreck it.
Yeah,
really
well, right.
What do you think I am, Iraq? I'm just carrying it on my shoulder all the way back to camp.
QM doesn't care.
I don't know. Matali might be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Polly isn't with us now, is he?
True.
I think Gray is probably gonna go for the getting rid of the horses, so like scaring them out.
Rad.
Let's definitely at least partner up. I don't want to all
Makes sense. Buddy system.
run off. So, Jen, what are you thinking in terms of wrecking this siege engine? Are you thinking of stealing parts? Or are you thinking of like actually trying to rig it so that it misfires? Or
Can I rig it so that
It's not assembled yet, right? Like
it's
mostly
not
like
assembled yet.
They
Okay.
cracked all the pieces here. Siege engines are really difficult, especially if you want to get them precise. So usually what happens is you just pull them apart and then you reassemble them where you need them to be, right? Because they're largely just like large poles and like a pile of rocks, right? So you can steal things like pins or springs, which are
I
very
was just gonna say, can I just steal the bits that hold the things together?
yeah,
Yes.
the irreplaceable bits, the ones that are like
irreplaceable
this
bits. They
this
can't
little
be
peg.
forged on the fly. Yes,
Yeah.
this little peg, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what I would just like. I mean, I'm, the pragmatic part of me is like, I have a 2 in rec. I would like to roll this, but no, absolutely, I'm just going to steal the essential bits.
Breck might let you know.
Cool. Yeah. Do you folks want to give me a scout roll? That's what I feel stealing is.
Yeah, I think
or do
that-
you have a
yeah.
different approach?
Nope. Just-
No.
Okay.
Who wants to roll with? So Gray is gonna go scout off the horses, and Flavia is gonna.
Sean, your character is the scout. I'm gonna forget
Yeah.
the name again.
Cobalt Raging Blaze.
Well, Raging Blaze, and you're playing Lenka, right? Like Ricky Lenka, Jay. So
Yes.
who wants to go with whom?
I'll go.
Right, but with which one?
Yeah. I'll go with Gray.
All right,
and
excellent.
And
Sold.
then, yeah.
Lenka is going with Flavia. So let's
Right.
do the Scout and Gray, who are sort of a dream sneaky team here. I believe this is how we got the Zimyati all Shopified up last time. So yeah, you folks are going up to the horses. You're planning to do something with their food and cut their lines. I believe that's the
Yeah, I think cut their lines. I mean, Cobalt already kind of had. We established that she had some like little
rapport
packet
with the horses.
some rapport with the horses. So I think it's not scaring them off; it's more like leading them off.
Right.
Cut their
So
lines.
be aware that there is a
line and
I mentioned this earlier, so I'm not like just dropping a guy onto the map here, but there is a fully alert person with the horses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is very, very dangerous. You probably want to off them because they're not just going to be like, oh yeah, 10 horses are gone, right? Like it's
Yeah. Oh no, that person has to die.
okay, excellent. So I believe you're rolling scout for only dreams.
Yes.
Okay.
Only dreams. All right. Gray, are you okay leading this one again?
Yep, sure.
All right.
Position effect.
What's our
Risky standard.
Cool.
A 5 and a 6. Ha
Nice.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, I was like frantically trying to click through the tabs to see the roll.
Yeah.
Cool. So what do you do with the body?
How?
Bottom of the mountain?
Sure.
In buried in the snow? What's the
Yeah, it
plan
seems
here?
like it. Well, okay, Josh, I want to say something gross right now, but you said that the horses were not just probably eating grain;
Nope.
they were fed other things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Strip him of his armor.
Yeah. No, that's.
I mean, if we want to
absolutely-
lead them away, maybe we're leading them with Nami bits of people,
Sure.
just like carrots.
just like carrots.
Just like
Yeah.
Fingers are just like carrots.
Fingerling.
So I
potatoes.
think there's like a blood trail in the snow that's like barely visible in the torchlight, and when we cut the lines, they're like following the scent.
there's a horrific munching sound somewhere in the dark.
Somewhere off screen, please.
Yep.
But yeah.
In the dark, veiled. Nice.
Floppy carrots.
All right. Sweet. Yeah. Horse is taken care of. How's team? Let's not give them siege engines doing. You folks
Mhm.
wanna? How
Yep.
are you approaching this? I heard a wreck.
Well,
Are we
mean, I
wrecking?
have.
Are we sneaking? What's
I was gonna say I have 2 in scout and 2 in rec.
It's up to you.
Jay, what is your strengths as?
I have 2 in scout. I have nothing in rec.
Okay, scout it is. Let's be sneaky.
Excellent. Be sneaky. Steal some stuff.
Uh,
This is exactly why
you-
players are given control of the actions. Just describe being like ninjas and appearing with stuff, and you're good.
Do you
Yeah.
want to lead Jay? Because you have, I don't think, any stress at this
I most
point.
certainly can. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes. Yes. And I will push myself.
Hashtag give the Foley artist free therapy.
Oh, Jay, I don't think you rolled. So it's moot now. But when you were rolling your scout before, I don't think you rolled the extra die for being loyal.
Oh, I
you
did
rolled
not.
2. Yeah,
But you can do it now.
it's. I mean, those rolls are done. But for this one, make sure to.
Right. So then I don't need to push myself for this.
Yeah.
You may want to, but if you don't want to,
If you want to go up to 4 dice, but yeah, you definitely get the.
Risky standard.
risky standard. Yeah.
Right.
Actually, I'm going to say this is controlled standard. If you were wrecking, it would be risky or maybe even desperate because it makes a lot of noise, right? But I feel like if you're just stealthing, the supplies for building siege engines are not closely guarded. It's basically piles of wood and pins and stuff like that. It's definitely in a section of camp, but they're not treating it like it's a piece of the soldiers, right? Like the quartermaster would be furious, but I think it's controlled actually because this area is not dangerously well lit with like guards rotating carefully, right?
Okay.
You might be spotted, but it's not.
Okay.
Well, yeah, the fact that they didn't use it in the first place indicates that they didn't see it as high value to them. They thought they could just take the walls.
Yeah, they were like, how many of you is there? We have a rug. He can take it by himself.
Yeah.
Okay, so 5s and 4s on a controlled action. This means one of two things. You notice a hitch, and you either back away and try a different approach, or you
Minor consequence.
or you can do it with a minor consequence. Yes. So I'm gonna tell you what the situation is, what goes wrong. There is a point where, if you remember, I said there's a couple of Black Oak Knights that are talking to the Heartless, and they seem to be arguing. And I think finally the argument is done. And when it's done, they stalk away, and a couple of them are heading right at this area because it is far away from camp, and they're not gonna. They don't want to be near other people right now because they're like steamed. So they want to take like 5 to chill the F out. So you folks are like, this is going to be an easy job. Everything nice is shadow covered. We're just going to go in. We're going to steal stuff. And then these guys are heading there. So you can either leave and try a different approach. Like we could do like a skirmish roll where you like try and take them out or something like that. Or you could do it, but end up in a risky position.
Can I resist the consequence?
Yeah, just gotta tell me how.
Yeah.
Or you could not resist the consequence and be in the risky position of talking to these people, and they're already really mad at the Heartless, and then you could try to get them really even madder.
Right.
Sean's like, that plan I had, it can still happen.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I do have +1 consort. Although it's really sway, it's not really consort.
I could see consort if you're like, I'm a Black Oak Knight. You're a Black Oak Knight. Let's talk as Black Oak Knights, right? Can I roll some consort? I'm a pal up with you,
it's
right?
so unfair. Yeah.
Yeah. Jay, what do you think? What do you want to do? And do you have any consort or sway?
I have 1 dot in sway.
Okay.
That should be 1 dot in consort, because rookies in the old book start with sway, but now they start with consort.
Okay, so
the default rookie allocation is 1 consort.
I mean, I'm into the idea of us trying to make this plan work.
Right. I'm good with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Let's give it a
do
shot.
you mind leading again?
Oh, sure.
So they do it, right? They get the parts.
We get the
but
parts.
they're facing these two.
Right.
I'm so evil.
There's
I'm like,
where these people are walking up towards the things, and you folks kind of look at each other, and then what happens? Do you step out?
So
and
I think
bro, seriously.
I think actually Jay, if this is cool with you, I like the idea of us using we're just Black Oak Knights who came over to the siege engine to make sure we have all the parts so we can assemble it and go after that dumb wall tomorrow.
Are you just like, hey, guess what? They're not here. I bet it's the undead.
Yes, that's exactly what I say.
I bet they forgot to bring it in the first place.
Wellington are not very bright, actually.
Right. If they assign the Gaunts to do it, who knows?
That is correct. Yeah. So this sounds like sway because you're trying to fool him and lie to him a little bit. Is that what we're going with, or do we want to do like if you want to do consort, that's fine. But
I'm better at consort. I get.
That's fine. That's fine. It might just take 2 rolls, right?
Okay.
So, or you can push yourself for effect.
If we went with consort, how about maybe the argument is because those guys were arguing with the Heartless, right?
Absolutely.
And so maybe we side with them, like hey, so this is done, right? We don't have to put this together, because we're leaving. Right?
I like it. Yeah.
Nice.
We're getting the hell out of here, right?
Yeah.
It's done.
Okay. All right. Let's that's actually a much better argument. I'll give you standard effect on that. We'll go with that.
Risky standard?
Yeah, risky standard. Standard being they're so angry that if you incite them, they're definitely going to be like all fed up and yelling and stuff and not thinking about how you're not the people that they're expecting to be here.
Right. I will push. So I'm taking 2 stress.
Are you pushing for effect or for a die?
For a die.
Okay. Remember also you get a bonus.
Because their effect was reset, if you recall.
Yeah. But remember, you also get the bonus die for group action stuff.
For the group action, yes. I keep forgetting that. Thank you.
No problem. It's one of my favorite.
Got a 6.
Nice.
Nice.
No stress coming in there.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's both rolls. Yes, excellent.
No, I don't see.
Okay, so Jason.
I don't see Lenka's.
There you go.
Okay, so that's 1 stress. So maybe Lenka's Zemyati isn't super great.
Lenka
is Zemyati. Her Zemyati is faultless.
But you still should roll 1 more die if you're pushing yourself, Jay.
No, you're right. Yeah, and I marked the stress for it.
Just do slash roll 1d6.
Yeah.
Hey, no stress.
No stress.
So cool. So yeah, what do you want the effect to be? They're clearly not angry. They clearly don't think that you folks are secretly spies dressed as Black Oak Knights, and they are angry. But how do you kind of want to like end this conversation? Like, are you trying to lead them in a specific direction, or are you just like, F it, I'm so angry, and then you stalk off? Like, what's the ending of this scene here?
I mean, I think I want to add fuel onto the where we are right? I want to give them fuel for their righteous indignation.
So what do you suggest? Like, let's just pack up and leave. Like, what are they gonna do? They're gonna stop us? It's like, well, that Heartless is pretty scary, but yeah, they're not those aren't gonna outrun horses, right? Like,
it's true. Yeah. I know, but I don't want to send them to the horses right now because the horses aren't there.
Yeah.
Which is sort of power gamery of me, but
I don't know. I think we're all trying to signal
the plan.
to each other.
You knew the plan.
Yeah, we knew the plan. Right.
But I mean, you could send them there if you don't have any plans with the undead. If you're like, all right, that's it.
I think you could probably send them to their death by just telling them to go, back to Varievich and say, we're leaving, F off. And
you know what? Actually, I kind of like the idea of us two, both saying like, oh yeah, we'll totally back you up. And we're not Black Oak Knights at all.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you the position here. I think that you can definitely say that, like, we'll back you up and everything. I think that there's a difference between running away, which is like getting on your horses and leaving, and actually going up to the Heartless and being like, we're leaving and you can't do anything about it, because that's probably gonna get you decapitated.
That's fair.
If you want them to actually go get decapitated, it's probably gonna take a roll, like a sway roll. They are pretty angry. You totally could do it. But if you want to just sort of like leave it and extricate yourself and like depart, I think we could just leave it at that. I don't think there's any role for that. Does that sound fair?
Yeah. What do you think, Jay?
I have no sway whatsoever.
I have 1 sway.
But you're loyal.
If you do a group action. But I mean, it's probably also fine for us.
Yeah, I don't have like a burning need to get these guys
Don't push
to
your
go
luck.
walk
Right,
into their
right.
own deaths. Like the important part was that we got the siege bits.
Right, we got the siege bits.
So what's
And-
what's
yes.
the exit strategy here?
Yeah, so I think that we're just gonna, try to fire them up a little bit without actually giving them a specific task. Right. And then
Yeah.
maybe we'll say that we're gonna go like pack up our stuff too or whatever.
Sounds good. But what is the whole team doing? Are you lighting the camp on fire and running out, or because you probably assemble and they're just like horses done, and you're like siege weapons done, like
Right,
what-
and now it's
Yeah.
yeah. Now do we just walk out of camp, or do we blow it up, or do we try and do more? Right, you want
I
to?
don't want to set their food on fire or something, but that's just the like shit stir in me.
I mean, I'm not opposed, but at this point, there's zero suspicion on us. I think we could walk out of
Yeah.
camp,
Just walk away. Right.
right? Like, I don't think we need
I
to
think that's the
make a
smart
big
move.
thing because if my point is, if we get caught, then that's a great time to a flashback of when we like set up the oil to explode or something like that.
Yeah,
You know?
sounds good.
So
Do we want just like a group scout to exit?
Yeah.
yeah,
I feel like it's controlled at this point, right? Because you
there's
already
so
know
many
the
fewer
flow.
of them.
Yeah. Yeah, literally.
Gold standard.
Yeah.
Controlled standard,
Yep.
Who's leading?
I will.
right? Girl, do it. And yeah, we all have to roll because we're all doing it, and it's gonna make us
I got a 6.
boom. We're out.
I got a 4.
No stress.
No stress. Ooh, sorry, stress from me.
Yeah.
That mom sigh.
I'll tell you exactly how I stress you out too. Cobalt is not.
Oh God. Okay.
Cobalt is not like satisfied, and she's like, "What? You didn't get them? Like what?" As we're talking, as we're whispering on our way out, she's like, "What? You didn't get them to like go fight him?" And like for a moment, she like turns like, "I bet I could do it. I bet I could run up." And I think Gray has to like grab.
I think
No,
grab
no,
your
stop
neck.
it. We're leaving. We're leaving.
Yank you back with me.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. I don't think Cobalt failed to be sneaky. I think she chose to turn around. And
I can see that.
Yeah.
All right.
Does that sound good to you, Strash?
Oh no, yeah, done.
Okay.
Perfect.
Cool.
I was thinking about the next scene. I'm sorry. I was like, yeah, you're in the clear. That sounds good. That's excellent.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I think you folks have wounded them very badly. So you have like maybe even 4 or 5 days. There is a point where you folks are like, did we get them good enough that they're not coming? And then there's like some freaking dawn, like 2-3 days in, and there's just that Heartless standing there looking at the walls, almost as if they're studying them, but you have no idea what they're planning. They're far enough away that they've got this giant helmet that covers their whole face. You're like, you can't even see stuff. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But nothing happens that day, right? Like nobody charges in, nobody tests your defenses. I think it's just kind of like all quiet on the Western Front here. Yeah, it's just you folks.
That's the worst time. The inaction. Yeah. That's the hardest thing to deal with.
What are you folks doing in the temple during that time? Does somebody like check to see if Zora has properly baked, or like what is that?
we probably check on her like frequently.
Every day or so, yeah.
How about now? Do we need more fire? Yeah? Good? Okay.
We better not need more fire.
Yeah, we
Nope.
There's only one left.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, I think 3-4 days go by without much event. It is cold. It is not pleasant. You ration your fuel carefully. You set up traps and things like that to fall back, and you check them every day. But when the undead don't start coming for like 3 to 4 days, what do you do at camp? How do you pass the time?
Get more and more paranoid?
Yeah, I mean that's the fear, right? So Raging Blaze brought books and scrolls because I figured we might need to know things about this, and I mean, you get to pick what they're about when you use them, but I think it would have been anything about Kabbalah or anything like this.
Cool.
So she starts reading them and like telling story and like, oh, did you hear about this? And like kind of reading them more like stories than like.
I was gonna say I have an idea for stories that are entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, Zora trained here.
Yeah.
So I think Flavia starts this like ridiculous competition to see who can tell the most ridiculous story about Zora and her fucking brother Render.
Yeah.
Like I don't know that they grew up here, but they like trained here, right? And I bet she went over on top of that stairs and then she like did this dumb sword move and blah blah blah, and just like a competition to tell stories that are clearly false about Zora.
Right.
So we're clearly not playing like Cowboys and Indians style Zora and Render, right? Clearly not.
Definitely.
No,
definitely
not doing
pretending
that.
to be Zora and Render. Okay, so she held her sword like this, and remember, it was on fire, and he was
right.
When did she get the flaming blade? Oh yeah, she definitely had it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to steal your story, Thunder Sean.
No, I love it. I think in that Cobalt though is going to be reading to see if she can find something, and I do want to make a research roll as like part of that. So I'm going to research Zora's history here.
Remember, you get plus 1d if you spend books and scrolls. Which
spending books and scrolls. Yeah, I have 0 research, so that's going to be 1d.
Yep, that's fine.
I don't know if anyone wants to. If anyone feels like assisting, I'm happy to roll 1d. It's not really a threat, but if someone feels like assisting. I can't push.
Flavia doesn't have research. I don't actually think Flavia's helping. I think Flavia's telling dumb stories.
That's fine. All right. I'm just gonna roll the 1d. It's fortune roll, right? Right, Charles?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm rolling risky, but I'm rolling risky standard rather, but
yes!
One
nice.
Hold on. I saw something. No. There's something. Shut up. Shh.
I'll give you a couple of tidbits here.
Yeah.
Tidbit the first. Nobody knows what happened to the people that built this temple, right? Because like your records go back to the old empire, but this temple is older than the old empire. And when you try and like figure some of that stuff out, right? Like there's only stories and rumors, but you actually start finding like sigils and stuff on the walls.
Yeah.
And what you realize is that not just Zora and Render were here, but the living god was here. Like literally. Like
not as a chosen? Like
No. I mean like he was not always a god.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, he's called the living god for a reason.
Yeah.
So that's a cool bit of information. Like when Zora calls him father, it's actually quite literal. It's not. So that's a cool tidbit. Other thing that you realize is that this place has wards. You're not 100% sure how they work. You're not 100% sure how to turn them on. But it does have things like wards that are tied to that fire. Like you see all sorts of sigils and like, you actually see marks on walls. Like there are marks that say the fire flows through here. Like it's essentially like, do not touch, will be burning, right? Like things like that. So yeah, that's your 6. It's a hell of a lot of good information. That's the best I got you. You get follow-up questions if you want.
Do we? Yes. So I'm very interested in both of those things. Can I ask follow-up questions about both of those points, or do I? Okay. So the first one is there any indication as to how the living god went from being presumably a human person to a living god? Is there any transitionary text there of
any IKEA manual?
Any IKEA manual? Well, that would be helpful. Screwdriver plus unhappy face equals living god.
So 99% of humans on the planet would have no idea. It's just not a thing. But you happen to bring exactly the right book and exactly the right scroll, right? Yeah. And what you see is a sigil. And it's a sigil that doesn't make sense to anyone else. But you realize that the Legion has that sigil in their annals from the last days of the Empire. There is some protocol. You're not sure what it is, but it looks familiar. Like you're just like, oh, there is a symbol here and it's tied to alchemy.
Alchemy. Okay. Okay.
It's not clear. There's no text that says like, okay, step 1, 2 ounces of salt. Step 3, divine stone. Step 4.
Right. But we all know that alchemy has become tainted because of being broken. So alchemy doesn't work like it used to.
Yep.
But the knowledge of how it used to work is largely preserved. Maybe not knowledge of this alchemical process, but like the knowledge, the understanding of alchemy is known. And we have 2 alchemists back at camp. I'm writing down sigils and whatnot. So second one is Strush. How would one go about activating those wards?
There is a skill that's on all your sheets that nobody has because you're not like a mercy or an alchemist. It's called Weave. It's your capacity to bind to a god and do divine type things. And you're pretty sure you're like looking up some stuff and tracking some stuff, and you're pretty sure that it has something to do with that giant white fire chamber. It involves somehow like someone has to essentially like reach into the fire and guide it. It could be very deadly. It could be very dangerous. And if you keep it safe, it's probably going to be harder, but it is possible to do. It's going to be a sequence of fortune rolls. It is the sort of thing that you could get rolling.
Yeah. I mean, we have all this time, right?
Yeah.
Is Zora still in the fire?
Yeah.
Is she conscious?
Yes.
Hey, Flavia, you want to come? I say, because I know Jen is excited about this.
Because this is why I was like, I must play this game. When I read this part in the book, I was like, I must play this game.
Hey, Flavia, you want to come talk to Zora about how these sigils work? And since she's already in the fire, maybe she could push some things around for us or tell us how to do it.
Yes. I mean, I'm not so unpragmatic that I'm unwilling to have somebody else go if they would be better suited.
We all have 0 and Weave.
Yeah. I didn't know if there was going to be anything factored into the fortune rolls or if they'll just be straight rolls.
Good news, you can't fail a fortune roll per se. You could get a tick. We'll set up a little ward clock and you can roll and we'll get a tick.
Yeah. Neat. My only thing is like Zora probably knows more about this and is less harmed by being in the fire than we are.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, she's currently in the center of it, glowing.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you push the button, please?
Yeah. So I think I end the game, right, Flavia? You're like, and then she did this, and I'm like, shut, and I kind of freak out, and I'm like, no, she really did, and this really did, and the other, and like, and I think the reason why I bring it to Flavia is because we're the ones messing around.
Yeah. And
I'm like, you want to see something really crazy? Or not crazy? You want to see something really amazing? And like, let's go into the flyers. And I think I'm like pointing out sigils as we get our way there.
You know how you pull that lever? That's part of a grander mechanism. Do you know how it's shining up there? Apparently that light can go throughout the place. Do you know why we're not freezing when we're indoors? It's because the walls are hot. Yeah, cool. What do you want to do, Flavia? Do you want to talk to Zora, who's in the middle of the fire?
I want to talk to Zora.
She looks amazing, right? Like it's almost like she's inhaling the fire, and so like it's glowing from the inside. So she has like normally she has like blue eyes or something, and like now they're like glowing sapphires, right? Like she's got like an actual concrete, like she swallowed the sun kind of like glow in this white flame. But yeah, she's very much alert, and she gives you that classic Zora smirk, the same smirk that she usually gives the quartermaster when she's like, "Should be doing." Like her hand is over where her wounds are, but like you can see like crimson light pouring out of it, almost as if her like blood is turning to fire. And she looks at you when you enter the rooms, and she says, like it's clear that she's paying attention to you. What do you want to do?
I think I want this to be like a super badass moment, but I actually really love that Flavia the Butcher comes in and like stammers over her words and doesn't know how to say, "Can you please help me?" But yeah, I'll say something to the effect of like, we figured some of this out, and I guess there's wards, and can you push the button for me?
Yeah, they're words. Do you know how to turn them on? And I think she speaks, and like she's in this like roar of a furnace. So her words are not 100% clear. You're kind of like, what'd you say? You know, kind of like sort of scenario, right? But she looks at you with those like brilliant sapphire eyes, right? Like and she says, I can't do it from here. The mechanism is below. And she like points like where you went to like turn this stuff on. When you ask, you said, can you help me? Right? Like, she looks at you sadly, like this is maybe not the best thing you could ask, but she clearly, you get the sense, she shakes her head like a little bit, like basically what she's trying to communicate. And like this, I'm not gonna play charades with you, but she's telling you that she can't like step out, or she's probably gonna have to start this process again. Right?
Yeah.
But I think what she does is she reaches one hand out, and her skin is still glowing with that like fire inside it, right? Like there's white flames like coming off of it, right? But she holds out her hand almost as if she's like reaching out for you, like clasp my hand or let me touch you, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right. So this is a very classic. This is a very classic Zora moment.
Oh dear.
She actually, when she touches you, it burns.
Yeah.
And so you're gonna take level 1 harm, marked by Zora. When this heals, this will stop. But until it heals, you're gonna get +1d to your weave roll.
Okay.
Nice.
She gives you the fire. You feel that fire go from her hand into yours. Something happens to your blood. Like if Sean, if you're standing with Flavia, right? Like you actually see that glow. You see her venous structure like illuminated for a split second, and you remember that Render does some stuff like this. I'm just,
Yeah.
Unrelated.
I think
friend of the family.
Yeah, it's a family trait. Fiery blood.
Cinder blood? No. Carry on.
You shut your mouth.
I think Cobalt Raging Blaze was real traumatized by the mission with the serpent, and spent a lot of time not going on missions, and that meant that she spent a lot of time at camp. And I think she spent enough time with the Grinning Ravens that she like, or seeing the Grinning Ravens, even if not with them, that she was like, oh, they're Zora's favorite. They have her banner. The Ravens are now burning and whatnot. And when she sees this, she's like, because Flavia is a Raven, she's like, oh, yeah, no, that wasn't just like a rumor. That like, no, they really are Zora's chosen. Like, damn. And chosen in the lowercase c, but still.
Lower C chosen.
I love that that's a thing in the games. They're chosen lowercase c though. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. It could be, but it also seems like could be uppercase C if Zora was to perish and needed to pass her flame on to someone. Like, I'm looking at this game like, how much of that could she give? You know?
Yeah. She burns you slightly. But it's not permanent, and it doesn't take an arm. So yeah. We're good.
Awesome.
You want to go try and turn on some wards?
I do. Awesome.
Let me I'll give it an 8 o'clock. I'm gonna delete this guy because he's super dead. Not regular dead, super dead.
Super dead.
Super dead.
Let me get these folks. So I'm gonna give you 2 free rolls because time has passed, right? So like this is a process that's gonna drain you, but like it's not gonna kill you. If you want to push yourself and try and do it all at once, you let me know. I'm gonna make a clock. This is gonna be the ward's clock. I'm just gonna put it in the middle of the courtyard, if that's cool.
It is very wee. There, thanks.
When you go downstairs and you find the stuff and with the scout, you like look up certain sigils and stuff, and you try and connect to it, and you feel that fire like flowing the same way that it's like your heart is pushing it through your bloodstream, right? Like it lets you kind of almost feel it, right? Like you can associate with it. Do you want to give me just a weave roll to see how well you can do on your first try?
Yes, I don't have weave on my actual
It's
sheet.
totally fine. Make a fortune roll with 1 die.
Cool.
Just write weave. It's fine. It's not an actual skill, so you don't roll
Right.
like a skill. We're making a fortune roll to see how much you could push.
3.
So it's 1 tick. And I'm going to tell you what happens. And Jen, by the way, you can resist this or you can say it's cool. I think there's this moment where the crystal on the top rotates and a bunch of other stuff rotates, but you pass out. You're not designed to do this. You've never done this before. And you like a 3 is pretty bad, right?
Yeah.
And I think it just takes a lot out of you. And I think you're just probably going to sleep for a while. It's not, you feel stuff clicking into position. You just haven't gotten it all the way through. Is that cool?
Yeah. Like sleep for a while. Do you mean like hours or?
Yeah, like 8 hours. Nothing.
Yeah,
nothing
that's fine.
I feel like you see this, right? Like she's like holding it and it's like working and you see the glow in her blood and everything. And then she like starts like, she practically faints and like falls over and like the lights dim and it's fine. Nothing bad happens. Like the place doesn't blow up or something, but.
I only have 2 open stress and I'm nervous about using them at this point.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think, I think Cobalt though is gonna try and figure out what she was doing. You can't improving position doesn't normally work on fortune rolls because it doesn't have.
It does in a different way. So the way fortune rolls are assembled is we say, what is this pool? And I'm saying it's a weave pool. And what you can tell me is if you figure out some way to give her an advantage, like if, for example, you do medicine and you're like, but I'm using these like antibiotics and I'm adding this like med kit and doing all this other stuff. I'm like, cool, add 2 dice because you have some dominant effect helping you. Yeah. But if you're just like, I don't do anything, it's dirty, I'm doing the best I can with what I got, I might be like -1d, right? Like it depends. So in this case, if you can tell me why you should get bonus dice, I might grant you some. But right now,
if you're drawing sigils around me that you saw in a book, that might be helpful.
That's what my thought is. Like, I don't think I'm gonna try to affect this roll, but when I see what it took out of you, I think Cobalt comes back to Zora after this and is like, that really took her out. You're gonna need to help us more, and like starts opening up the book and be like, which one of these? Which one should you do? And like by the time you wake up, there's a bunch of like chalk drawings on the floor and everything like that, and like I'm trying to
cool.
I read this book one time. I got this.
You're working with Zora and you're trying to do the best you can, because I think what Zora says is like, I know we trained a lifetime to do anything like this. She is but one person with no training. What Zora says though is you need to borrow more power
from the fire. Or
do you have a reliquary?
Yeah,
because religious supplies were spent, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
She points right at it.
Yeah, I actually have a fine reliquary because I'm a scout, and scout that includes the scout loads. I don't know that fine would apply in this case, but like, I'm definitely all about using that.
Yeah, she gives you some coaching. So by the time Jen wakes up, there's sigils out of like powdered reliquaries that have been like lit on fire with.
What? This is bonkers.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Because Cobalt is convinced that she can't do it. She's not the chosen of Zora. She can't put her hand in that flame.
Yeah.
But
test your glory.
One of the ravens can.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna do all that. So I want to spend the fine reliquaries.
Awesome.
And,
so you can spend them 1 for 1 to +1d to this roll. That sounds fine.
I have 3 uses. I'm gonna spend 3 uses.
What?
So we're gonna do at least 1 more roll, and then something cool is gonna happen. We'll see where we're at with the wards. How's that sound?
Sounds
Jen,
great.
you want to give me a 2d roll? Same thing, fortune roll, just 2 dice this time.
I got a 5.
Nice.
You don't pass out this time. It helps, right? Like you don't just fall over. So Jay, I think Matali is probably going to see this first. There's this moment where, Jay rolled. Is Jay volunteering?
I was going to say, what is Jay rolling? I don't understand. I'm
I thought you asked
confused.
me to roll 2 dice. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I think I said Jen. My bad.
Oh,
It
sorry.
may have come across as like Jen, so if I could have sounded like either. My bad. I apologize. But Jay, you know how that Heartless has been staring at the walls for like 3 days now and not doing anything?
Yes.
It stands there. It gets dark, and when it comes up light, you're pretty sure it hasn't moved.
Right.
Fourth day dawns, right? They're messing with stuff. Like the friggin' like crystals are rotating, light is shining all over this place. Jen, I'm gonna let you make a roll here again in 1 second at the morning of this day. But something weird happens. So like this thing's been standing there just staring at the walls, like it's trying to will them to fall over, right? And on the fourth day it dawns, it's a gray sky, right? And just as you smell like snow on the wind, like a snowstorm is coming in, like right as like the first flake starts falling, you see the Heartless like pick up its sword. And by the time it turns around to walk back into camp, it's walking into a blizzard. Jen, you want to give it another roll?
Yep. It's 2 dice again?
Yep.
4.
All right. Sean, you're another charge down, obviously.
Yep. Happily.
Cool. And this clock is most of the way there. So yeah, I think Jay, what does Matali do? Like you see this happening, right? Like the snow is starting to come in, and like I said, the Heartless is just like, yep, now it's time, and it starts sauntering off. What's the plan?
I have to have the plan?
No, you don't. You can totally run over to somebody and be like, hey, I think they're going to attack. What's the plan? That's fine.
I do let everyone know now is the time.
Brace yourselves.
Yeah.
Do you blow a horn? Like, what does this look like?
Yeah, no, I blow a horn. Yeah.
Awesome. So Misha, Grey Wafting is in charge, I believe.
Yeah.
What's the plan? You're 2 people short, right? Like there's people still goofing off somewhere down in the dungeons, drawing weird sigils and trying to talk to Zora. And you hear the horn go off.
I run to see what's going on. So I like to the walls, and then like I take a position to look to see what I can see.
You see a whole lot of snowstorm for now.
I grab what's her name's spyglasses on my way.
Awesome. Yeah, you totally do. But I have to tell you something very honestly here. It's not a distance problem. It's a wall of snow problem. But I'll tell you what, you see movement. You see movement in the snow. How's that? Okay. It's enough for you to know that they're doing something.
So I imagine we've spent the last couple of days like setting up traps and shit.
Oh yeah.
When the movement gets close enough that they're like, we've probably set like, all right, let's see what range is, and like, a few, so there's like a line probably. It's like, all right, we know when they get to here, we can actually do something useful.
Your ranges are totally screwed though, because you don't have visibility, right? Like you're in a whiteout.
I kind of want there to be like a flaming wall of fire now, but I'm trying to figure out how to get
They're trying.
It's just, say we're working on it.
It's very hard because they're not designed for this. No one's designed for this.
Oh, I just meant like for us to have set up one.
I was gonna say, why don't you do like a flashback to stealing their oil at their camp?
Sure.
Doable. It'll cost 1 stress, no problem.
No problem. I will spend that stress gladly. So then, yeah, we stole their oil, and like that was actually what that line was. And like, so she gets like whoever,
like a spear, like a sharpened piece of wood that you have with a rag on it on fire, and you throw it.
Like an arrow, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, only scouts usually carry bows. Bows are actually not standard Legion deployment stuff. They tend to use muskets because they're more effective.
Yeah.
But yeah, you drop that in. Fire goes up, but you don't see anything immediately there.
But we've got the like bits of wood.
There's a roar of fire down at the bottom for sure.
Burn for a while, so that should hopefully give us a little bit of A, light, and B, time.
Yeah. It definitely buys you time. Jen, would you like to make one more roll?
I would love to. This
I'm
is another
third.
Your last bonus die.
Right.
Oh.
Yes.
That's 3, which doesn't.
Yeah.
So I think there's a moment. I'm gonna narrate this if it's okay, and then you can tell me what you folks want to do. Where you see the undead actually cross, like they wait for the fire line, and they wait and they wait, and when the flames start dying out, you see some of those. My brain is blanking. Sean, Rinder's line troop.
The Gaunts.
The Gaunts. Yes, you see the Gaunts cross where the fire line was. And they start coming up towards where the gap in the wall is with the palisades and everything else like that. And there's like a scene where you folks start firing down and everything else. And
just in case anyone wanted to see the picture.
Yes.
Dude.
They're covered in metal plates that are actually like directly pressed onto them and bolted into them, right? So like bullets are bouncing off of them. They're a lot less effective than they would be standard. These guys are slow, but they're also armored, right? So like they're coming up, right? And they're starting to go through, and it takes 2 to 3 shots, and you're starting to be like, okay, let's count ammo because we're starting to run out. And that's when like the hounds jump in, and there is a surprise. So I'm gonna shift us for a split-second moment here. If you recall, I'm going to show the image of the keep again. There is a mountain to the back of it, and I think there's a moment where that Heartless actually comes off the mountain and like heads directly in, like trying to bypass your front line, right? And that's also the moment when the wards activate. And I think that any undead that has crossed the threshold of the outer wall just starts screaming and lighting on fire. I actually it's pretty impressive because that Heartless doesn't die. It's on fire and its body is glowing, but like if you had seen that blood effect on Jen, you would recognize like the light inside of him also flowing through his veins, just being like, it's cool, I was made in fire. So yeah, it's kind of a nasty situation, but the undead will retreat because they can't fight while being on fire very effectively, and they're going to retreat behind the wall of behind the wards for the moment.
Does that include Voryevich?
Yeah, it includes Voryevich. He actually like walks out, grabbing one of his troops and dragging it. Unless you folks want to swarm him, he's in the courtyard.
That's what I'm saying. Like, does Motali? He's already hurt. He's on fire.
I don't know, Vital, you want to tango with a Heartless?
Or a Heartless affected by Blackshot?
Yeah, it just takes more than one. They're tough.
But we all have it because Quartermaster sent it. So.
Yep.
Fire!
Awesome. Yeah, I think we should just like F it. Just put everything you got in them. Like load it up fire. Yeah. Give me a shoot roll here.
Matali's only got 2 stress boxes left, and he's already got 1 trauma.
Yeah.
I mean, push yourself. See if you can see what that big hit looks like. You got a hammer. You trying to?
Yeah. Risky standard.
Yeah.
And are you leading the? You're leading the
group shoot.
Then you'll have to roll for the rest of the rookies, which is fine.
Just thinking if you want to get scale on him, 6 people shooting him.
So I'll do 2 rolls, 1 for myself and 1 for the rookies?
Correct. You'll just roll your basic roll, and then the rookies will get 1 die. Which will probably, it's like 50-50 that it's a stress, but it could also be a 6. Who knows?
Yeah. All right.
That's 6. GG. Let me flip back to the other. I think I have his clock on there. Yeah, I do. It's right here. Look, he's going to be inside here.
Nice. I like that his clock is smaller than the flame clock.
I mean, it is. The words are huge.
All right.
All right, so you take 1 stress from the rookies because you're ordering. They're like, I don't know, he's on fire. And he's not going down. Yeah, you put a ton of black shot into him. It does seem to have an effect. He's glowing with the white fire of this place, and he's also glowing with the green fire of black shot. But he doesn't seem to be down yet.
The Metali brings the hammer.
All right, let's see this. So are you putting everything into this blow Metali, or are you like, we're gonna dance for a bit?
Yeah, no, I'm not saving anything. I'm gonna leave it all on the table.
Go for that.
All right, awesome. So I assume you're pushing and activating War Machine.
Yes.
So that's gonna give you threat.
And Weapon Master.
Oh, you have both.
Yeah.
Yes.
Crap. Okay, so you have potency, great, and you have you reduce his threat level by 1. Okay.
Right.
And also, are you spending an anchor to fight as a small unit?
Yes.
All right. So now you've got scale. Yeah. Give me a roll. If you want to do a rec roll, that's fine. You get +1d from your hammer. If you want to do skirmish, that's fine too.
And you've got +1d because you're pushing.
Yep.
Right.
So.
I will do rec to get the +1d from the hammer.
Awesome. Do it.
Are you going to wreck his face?
I believe you will. Let me see.
Is it risky?
Yeah, it's risky.
All right.
Potency, scale. Yeah, this will kill him if you succeed.
+2 dice.
Yes.
And there it goes.
That's a crit.
We're on fire tonight.
So this guy is trying to walk out of the walls, and he's like, "I'm doing it," and you're just like, "No, you're not."
Not
and
today.
So you described it. This is a crit. You can just we'll give you a cherry on top. What's this look like?
So I think after all the shooting happens, Metali kind of does the calculus and takes a look at the state that the Heartless is in, and decides, no, if that thing walks out of here, he'll get some heal up time. Yeah, it's coming back. And so he picks up the hammer kind of reluctantly and then charges at him before he crosses over to get out. And then he grabs that hammer two-handed, right? Leaves the shield on his back.
Yeah, you see how nice? Yeah, just swing it.
Yeah, and it just brings it down on him.
Can I add one detail for you, Jay?
Yes, I'm listening.
I have the feeling that this thing like brings up its like massive sword of doom that's like all made of black metal and corrupting and everything.
Right.
Hammer comes down on it and it hits the sword, and then the sword shatters and then it hits him. Is that cool?
Nice. Yes, that is very cool.
Awesome. Yeah, he's taken out. I think we're done here. This mission is over. Let's do some XPs.
Yes.
Let's go home.
Yep.
Alrighty, so Jen, you want to start us off?
I would love to. Let me maximize this thing so I can actually see it. Cool. I don't think I actually rolled any desperate. But I will check the chat later.
I believe you did at least one.
Really?
I believe there was a desperate skirmish.
We rolled a desperate skirmish with.
I told you to mark your XP at the time, so you may have already done it, but there was a desperate skirmish for sure.
Yeah, we definitely ran right up against a weapon master that was
that's fair.
And you chopped his arm off. He thought he was.
I think I may have marked it.
Okay, that's fair. I did tell both you and Sean to do it at the time, but
I did do it.
Okay. So I survived the mission. Yeah. I definitely helped my squad through courage and determination.
Oh my goodness!
Good job being a soldier. I can't give you more than 1 XP for it, but it was over the top.
Brought into play my heritage or trauma. I did consort. I consorted.
Yeah, good job.
With some dumb Black Oak Knights who are now leaderless.
Oh, terrible things happen in camp, I'm sure. I'll make some fortune rolls, but they're I'm pretty sure.
And then per highest level of threat opponent faced.
4.
Nice.
What?
So that's Zora then, is what you're saying.
That's 8. I'm Ding.
Are you gonna promote, or are you gonna?
I don't know.
I
You
have
make-
my heart, Strash's heart. I love career soldiers, but
Yeah.
I totally getting more specialists is not bad.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's only so many things you can promote to. You have to have the skills for it. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Probably not
Flavia's
enough.
got some serious skills.
she does. No, I mean, I'm just saying, like, yeah, she's got options. All right, Marshall, who goes next?
All right, Jay.
Matali. He survived the mission.
Oh.
He I don't think he rolled anything desperate. You helped your squad through Mitre Fortitude.
Yep.
Oh yes.
You brought into play your heritage or trauma. I think stoic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
What's your trauma?
So that's 2 XP there, actually, Jay, because your heritage is Barton, and you brought the whole like, wait, stoic is your Barton trait, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So expert.
Yes.
Yeah, cold is his trauma.
Cold is your trauma.
Yeah, cold is my trauma.
You feel like you were cold at any point.
Yes, it was snowing.
Yeah, so snowing.
Sorry.
I don't feel like I did. No.
Okay, that's fair. So only 1 XP for that.
And then the highest level of opponent faced.
It was
4.
All right, so that makes it 7. 5, 6, 7. Okay.
All right, Sean.
Okay. Let's pull.
Do I do anything for the rookie?
No, generally you only get 1 character. The rookie's there so that you're not like bored. If you wanted to say like, I feel like the rookie was my primary character and I just want to do XP on the rookie, you just pick which one you're getting XP for.
Yeah. All right.
But wait, that rookie might become a soldier. You'll see. There's rewards for this mission. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Survive the mission. Good.
Yay.
You helped your squad through stealth or foresight. So much stealth and foresight.
So
So
stealth.
much stealth.
Very
Very
quiet.
stealth.
Wow.
You brought into play your heritage. Traveler was constantly in play because of super stealthy, but also like the pioneer traits of like the stag, her stag traits, and like connection with the horses, like
Sure.
feels like a lot. Per highest threat 4. All right, so that's a full and 1 more. So I think I'm gonna put 1 into. Actually, I'm gonna back this out. That would be a 9, so I'm gonna back this down to back this down by 5. And I'm gonna put 6 XP in insight, and I'm gonna raise scout to 3. I can do that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Anyone can go to 3.
Awesome. Okay.
You need elite to go to 4, but yeah.
Yes.
Cool. All right. Did not roll desperate. I did, however, survive the mission. I helped my squad through courage or determination.
I think determination, definitely. I don't think you
Yeah.
charged into anything, but you definitely held people together and gave orders real good.
Yeah.
I do. I brought into play my heritage, yes. Both the resisting insight and everything.
Both traveler and shrewd. Yeah.
And then plus per highest trait. So that's 4.
Surprise threat. Yeah.
Sweet.
Gray could also promote.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, you totally can. Wait, a Gray is already a soldier, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm
but
already a
Gray
soldier.
could
Oh,
promote to
Yeah, you
specialist.
promote out of the Ravens if you would like.
Yeah. Or that's true. If you promote as a specialist, you're no longer a Raven.
It's true.
I'm not playing these characters. It's not my call. I'm just.
No, so many choices.
I am totally not sewing descent here.
Yeah.
Cool. Do we want to do secondary mission outcomes real quick?
Yes.
Sigh.
Yeah.
If we
Oh,
must.
you're killing me.
I believe the medic went on it. I think
Yeah, I wrote
And
this down.
Boyus.
Medic and the sniper went on it
Yes.
because
Oh, I thought the other heavy went.
No, Voyus
No,
was
the other heavy's
Voice
Dino.
is the other heavy was with
Oh,
the,
gotcha.
Yeah.
officer.
And the reason why our sniper went is because she has strategist, so she adds to.
Oh, that's right, because we were gonna have a garbage engagement roll otherwise.
Yeah.
Oh no, we needed the medic was going because it's a religious mission, and so
Yes.
the
Yep.
medic,
And so the medic covers the +1
Oh,
there.
gotcha.
The
Right.
sniper was going because the sniper adds +1.
Yeah,
from
exactly. If we
strategist.
didn't have either of them, we would have been rolling 0D in this. It would have been a real mess.
All right, so all our Oathsworn, yay! Commander, are you spinning intel?
How much intel do I have?
2, I believe.
That sounds
Yeah,
right.
I thought too.
Yeah. Do we need it?
It won't hurt, but I don't know that it's desperate.
I think we're going to be at 2D.
3D.
Right now. 3?
I think so. You sent Blackshot. Was this the assault mission?
No.
No, this was the.
This is the
Religious
other religious.
mission.
Yeah, I believe you sent religious supplies on it, right? Right,
Yeah.
Sean?
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
spend
yeah,
it.
yeah. Okay, yeah. You're right.
I'll
We're
spend it.
we'll be at 3D.
Are you spending it,
I will
Jake?
spend it.
Okay, so it's gonna be 4D. Let me since I don't think some of our chat have been here, there is a cool command you can do in chat that lists the missions for the week. You can actually see the little PDF
Oh,
there.
yeah.
And I believe this was the wolf one that might give you
Yes.
the no. You went for the Raging Serpent
Correct.
morale and supply.
No, we went
No,
for
I
the
think
wolf
we
one.
went
Golden Spear.
Yep,
This is
you went
Golden
for the wolf
Spear.
one. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
No, we're sending the wolves for the wolf one. That's what I remember.
Wow, it's got glory.
That's probably what. All right, so then yes.
Zura's gonna have like 3 ticks coming out of that fire, I think.
Please.
Yeah.
Secondary.
4 dice. Let's see it.
4 dice.
The sixes are upon us tonight.
I don't think I've. This
We have
game-
not
I think-
made.
No.
We have not had a 6. We have not had a higher than a 4 or 5 on secondary rolls yet. This is our 8th mission and the first time we haven't eaten it.
Shit!
It's real good. I think you succeed.
You
Nobody's
succeed,
wounded.
and-
Is there a free promotion? You need to double check.
Huh?
Is there a free promotion?
Yeah, on
you-
a critical.
you succeed and promote.
Yeah, you succeed at the mission and promote 1 squad member.
Misha, you don't have to name any dead people.
You don't have to name
anybody. I'm so happy.
Just roll crits, Misha. I mean, how bad can it be?
Talk shit, roll crits. I'm rolling my Scum and Villainy shirt, but clearly I'm rolling the wrong one for tonight. I should be rolling my talk shit, roll crits one.
Yeah.
It's because of the book. The book is here and the book is doing it. No,
The magic of the book is reaching the roll 20s.
because the RNG. But
Big Snack is gonna eat all the radishes. Awesome. So you get to figure out who becomes a soldier, Misha. Free advancement, and no one's hurt. Plus, you come back to camp with the golden spear of Gerholtz the hunter. Yeah,
are any of the Ember rolls made?
I don't think so. I don't think we've ever seen them on screen.
Because it's different to be a rookie that promotes to soldier than it is to just be a soldier. Because you still get the rookie move. You know they get to have their base rookie move
You can pick a rookie move and then
promote.
then turn him into a soldier. So like turn him into a soldier, give him the soldier stat list, and then just add a rookie move, whichever
yeah.
one you want.
Okay.
I'll promote the first one, Marin Petrovich.
And then Petrovich.
All right, it's gonna become a soldier. First
Are
ever
you,
wolf
are,
soldier.
are you gonna make them? You make the character?
All right, awesome. So that's secondary missions. Sweet.
Mission
let's
rewards and
talk about
penalties?
mission rewards and penalties. So there's this phase called bookkeeping. Let me bring up my mission phase cheat sheet here. Mission phase summary. Resolve missions bookkeeping. Mark -1 morale for each legionnaire that died. 0. There are so few left that each death has felt. Well, no deaths today. Then apply all the mission penalties. So now I've got some bad news for you. Because mission penalties for the one you didn't do are pretty bad. I believe they are.
Quartermaster's gonna be very
It's one
sad.
pressure
Yeah,
and one
plus
time.
one
Forces-
pressure, plus one time. So I'm gonna, Jay, since you can't see the screen, I'll just do it for you if that's okay.
No, it's fine.
I'm gonna add that in. Time, tick, multi-sided, choose side, plus one.
You want to change the screen back to the
Yeah,
map?
I'm doing it right. As soon as I finish these ticks, sounds good. Click. All right, sweet.
Nice.
You zoom in a little bit. Excellent. All right. Sweet. So now that that's done, let's talk about the mission rewards, which are awesome. First off, you get the Spear of Gerholtz. This thing is something else. Like when you get it, you realize that like most spears, they have like a shaft of wood and then they have like a nice spearhead. And this thing shimmers like gold and it is made out of solid metal. It's got weight to it, right? Like it looks like a golden spear. It's kind of amazing. It's got these like intricate detailed patterns. It seems like the metal itself changed color. Like you're not sure how it's worked in because there's no inlay. Like you actually touch it and like nobody actually carved it in, then poured new metal in. It's almost like the metal just like created its own patterns. It's wild. Anyway, it's a cool spear. You should
Cool spear, bro.
what's the so the way that I was thinking, if I was running this mission, the way that I would run it is it's basically like a werewolf movie because this is a werewolf that you're hunting, right? So it's like all forests and things that you have to see out of the corner of your eyes, chasing you in the woods and like trying to kill rookies from the shadows. What was some of the key stuff that happened on the mission? How did you get away with such a radically successful win?
I mean, I think Rhea chucked some alchemy at the wolf.
I think our
Awesome.
sniper shot it through the freaking eye with like perched
I think
up
it
in a
could be
tree.
both. Like Rhea could have cooked up
Yes.
something that like killed everyone's sense of
Yes,
smell so that it couldn't
and-
track you.
Yeah.
And use some to force it to choke. Like it ran into a valley and then realized that it couldn't escape certain gases. And when it tried to, the sniper was waiting. That's
I
cool.
like it. Yep.
Good mission, everybody. Good role playing.
Good.
But let's talk about the prizes for Kavala because they're wild. So Kavala grants +2 morale, +1 supply, quartermaster, marshal, and you have to choose one of the following. Plus, you can mark extra ticks of time to choose an extra one of them. So like you could mark 2 times to choose both of the other options, or you could mark 1 time to just pick one more. The 3 options that you have are all Legion specialists on the mission gain 2 XP. So you can give the Matali and the Scout 2 XP. Your Chosen gains 2 favor. So Zora would get 2 glory. Or promote 2 rookies into soldiers.
I mean, I feel like the chosen gaining 2 favor is the gimme here.
Yeah, I think the promoting 2 rookies into soldiers is also pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Do you want to
Getting-
do you want to pick one or do you want to spend the time to take both?
I think it's
Worth the
Cobalt.
time?
I mean, these are such cool rewards. You can't get them any other time.
Yeah.
I think it's worth it to spend. I think it's worth to spend the time to get both. I don't think the 2 XP for 2 elite specialists is
Well, we get one of these benefits for free.
right.
Yeah.
So it's just
Correct.
one time to
So
get.
we'd be spending 1 time to get the promote 2 rookies into soldiers.
That's so good.
I concur.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to put a time on the clock. And you may mark 2 rookies into you may promote 2 rookies into soldiers. And I believe that's the end of the mission phase.
Yeah.
It is our time to wrap up. So I'm not going to put Jen on the spot unless Jen's like, you know what? I'm ready for this back at camp scene. Let's go.
Well, we technically only have 1 scene left for high morale, so it's not going to be a hard choice. But I don't necessarily have to do it right now unless we want to.
It's
I
up
don't
to
have
you.
strong feelings either way.
Well, actually, it's up to everyone here. How are
Yeah.
folks feeling?
I'm happy to.
I'm sorry. Sorry, I just read chat and someone's like, Zora's gonna wake up, step out of the fire, and be like, "You should give me the hammer and the spear."
And the spear.
Yeah, well, that was the quartermaster replying in my behalf.
Wait, what is the quartermaster going to do if Flavia tries to take one of those things?
We'll see.
We should do a free play scene. It's gonna be
Yes,
amazing.
we should. Yes, we should. I'm going to hold on the camp scene.
Okay, cool.
Unless people are like, no, we have to see more right now.
Are we
No?
good? Should we
Okay,
just pick it up
cool.
there next week?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh wait, we're not playing next week. That's
I'm
right.
playing next week because we'll be at Go Play.
That's right.
Fourth of July.
And it's
and
4th of
also the
July.
4th of July.
And
Yes.
yeah.
And it's 4th of July. Yeah.
So
People
we
need
will
to
be
blow up a
back
part of the
in
country to
2
celebrate.
weeks with more Bandit Play. Till then, shall we do our awesome outros? Sean?
Yeah.
Start us off?
Certainly. I'm Sean Nittner. I use he, him pronouns. I can be found here on actual play streaming on the
I'm gonna
internet.
check my door. I'll be right back.
Oh, Josh is gonna run to the store. Josh is gonna run to his door. All right, we all have to go very slow. We have been working on this game for a real long time. I played it 2 years ago at Go Play. It was his first play test.
dang.
So 2 years ago, this was a couple pieces of paper, and now it's a thing. Now it's a real.
It's a physical thing. That
I
you
love
cannot
the
poke.
smell of new books. Also, you see that little inlay right there?
Gloss.
The spot gloss. It's amazing. Josh looks sorry. Yeah, so I'm super excited that this book is coming out, and you can get it, pre-order it now. You can pick it up at Gen Con. You can get it from your game store when Gen Con comes out, or when Gen Con's happening. Very stoked about it. So so that's my jazz. How about you, Misha?
Hi, Misha B. She, her. You can find me online at BG Gameworks. I will not be going to Go Play Northwest because that's on the other side of the country for me, and that's a long flight, and yeah. But I will be going to Queen City Convention in 2 weeks, so I will not be here the next time we play. But I'll be up in Buffalo having fun with people and rolling dice and stuff, so that'll be cool. How about you, Jay?
I am Matt J. You can find me on Twitter at MattJ0. I'll be running Diceology.com. Come check me out. It's my new podcast.
Very cool.
Jen.
Neat. Jen Martin. I use she, her pronouns. I am on Twitter at JenMartin80. Yeah, I'm also not going to Go Play Northwest or the other one that Misha mentioned. And I don't have a podcast. So just talk at me on Twitter. It'll be totally fine.
Well, you have a sweet hairstyle.
Thank you.
Yeah. Can we
I
see
think
this?
it's really sharp. I gotta get my
Yes.
haircut
Yeah.
this week.
Look at that sharp cut.
Yeah.
And a little floofy.
Yeah, very sweet. I have sharp cut envy right there. Okay, everybody. This was a blast. We'll see you all in 2 weeks. Right now, it's time for. Psych! We're back, everybody.
No,
Smooth outro. We're already back. Strush. I got mixed up in the order. That was a ha! You thought the stream was over.
The book is distracting you, Sean.
This is our
Thanks to
encore.
everyone watching. Shout outs to chat. You folks are always popping. You always give us energy and great ideas. Hamstrash, he, him. I'm doing my outro real quick before we smooth outro again.
Take your time.
Go to Evil Hat's site, order the book if you're interested in getting a copy of Band of Blades. The game that we're playing here, you can now actually get a real physical copy of the book. Sean, please lift it up because I can't. All right. I hope to see you all in 2 weeks. If you're watching this on YouTube, I have no idea what the time frame is like for you, but I hope you watch the next episode. All right, that's it for me. Smooth outro part 2.